On October 12, 2024, Maple Creek slept beneath a heavy autumn sky. Streetlights cast lonely pools of amber on empty lawns. Most homes were dark, families lost in dreams of Sunday routines. The Hendersons, Mark, Sarah, Emily, Josh, and their dog Buddy, rested in their colonial on Elm Street. The house was filled with the gentle sounds of sleep, a humming fridge, the creak of old wood. But outside, something moved. A faint footstep on damp grass, a garden gate quietly unlatched. In the darkness, a figure crept closer, patient and deliberate. Maple Creek's peace was a fragile illusion. Tonight, the calm was only a mask for what lurked in the shadows. Someone had studied this house, this family, for months. The stillness was not safety, it was the calm before a storm. As the town slept, the stage was set for tragedy. Every detail of this night would be dissected later, but for now, there were no questions. Only a quiet house, a half moon, and a shadow moving toward the back door. The Hendersons were about to become part of a nightmare. The man in the yard was Dennis Rader, not the infamous BTK, but a local handyman with a forgettable face. He fixed leaky faucets, patched drywall, and blended into Maple Creek's daily life. He had worked on the Hendersons' deck, learning their routines. Mark's morning runs, Sarah's late shifts, Emily's soccer, Josh's window facing the yard. He was invisible, hiding in plain sight. Inside, the Hendersons were the picture of normalcy. Mark, the beloved teacher, Sarah, the gentle nurse, Emily, the soccer star, Josh, the curious gamer. They trusted their neighbors, never suspecting evil watched from the shadows. Rader carried a bag, zip ties, duct tape, a crowbar. He had rehearsed this night, memorized every creak and corner. The family slept, unaware their world was about to shatter. Two stories moved toward collision. A family wrapped in innocence, and a man driven by obsession. He knew exactly where to step, how to move without a sound. He was ready. The Hendersons had no idea. Evil wasn't a stranger. It was the handyman next door. The collision was inevitable, and the nightmare was about to begin. A soft crack broke the silence, the kitchen door yielding to a crowbar. Rader slipped inside, moving like a phantom through the moonlit kitchen. He didn't need a flashlight. He knew the house by heart. Every step was measured, every breath controlled. The hum of the fridge, the ticking clock, nothing stirred. Buddy, the dog, didn't bark, a detail that would haunt investigators. Rader crept up the stairs, pausing at each creak, listening for movement. He reached the landing, 4 doors, all familiar. He would start with the parents, neutralize the biggest threat. Mark and Sarah's door was ajar. Their breathing was soft in the darkness. This was the precipice, the final moment before terror. He gripped the brass knob, the house holding its breath. He pushed the door open, stepping into the room. The invasion was complete. The Hendersons' sanctuary had become a prison. The horror was about to be unleashed. In that instant, everything changed. The nightmare had begun. Sarah woke first, sensing a presence at the foot of her bed. A gloved hand silenced her scream. A whisper threatened her children's lives. Mark jolted awake, but the intruder was swift, crowbar in hand. In moments, both parents were bound, helpless. The man moved down the hall, repeating the terror with Emily and Josh. The children were brought to their parents' room, forced to sit on the floor, fear in their eyes. The intruder's calm was chilling. He claimed he only wanted valuables, but his control was absolute. He moved through the house, rummaging, returning to watch the family, savoring their fear. He asked personal questions, revealing he'd been watching them for months. He knew their names, their routines, their secrets. The Hendersons realized this was no random crime. They had been chosen. The house, once filled with laughter, was now a prison of whispers and dread. Time stretched, each minute an eternity. The family clung to hope, praying for the nightmare to end. The intruder's calm menace was the most terrifying thing of all. The house was no longer a home, it was a place of fear. Dawn revealed devastation. The intruder gone, the family shattered. Mark freed himself, called 911. Police found the Hendersons huddled, traumatized. The investigation began. The intruder left no fingerprints, disabled the Wi-Fi, drugged the dog. Only a muddy footprint and zip ties remained. Detective Miles Corbin led the case, noting the meticulous planning and psychological torment. Interviews revealed the intruder's knowledge of hidden valuables. Details only someone familiar with the house would know. The list of suspects included Dennis Rader, the handyman. A breakthrough. Sarah recalled the intruder mentioning a hidden piece of jewelry only someone who'd been in her closet would know about. Rader had fixed a floorboard near that closet months before. Police searched his home, finding a map of the Hendersons' property and stolen items. The ghost had a face. The community's trust was shattered. The Hendersons' ordeal was far from over. The scars would last a lifetime. Dennis Rader's arrest sent shockwaves through Maple Creek. The quiet handyman was unmasked as the monster next door. The town's sense of safety was gone, every stranger now a potential threat. The Hendersons sold their home, unable to stay where the nightmare happened. They moved, but the trauma followed. Anxiety, nightmares, and fear. The community rallied, but fear lingered beneath the surface. Security systems soared. Neighborhood watches grew vigilant. Trust was replaced by suspicion. The case became a cautionary tale. Evil can hide in plain sight. Rader showed no remorse at trial, sentenced to life in prison. Justice brought little peace. Maple Creek lost its innocence. The knowledge that a monster had lived among them left a permanent scar. The world felt darker, less safe. The echoes of that night would never fully fade. Over a year later, the Hendersons rebuild their lives in a new town. Therapy helps, but the fear lingers in quiet moments. Laughter returns, but it's fragile. Maple Creek has changed. The house on Elm Street has new owners, but neighbors remember. Vigilance is the new normal. The Henderson story is now part of the town's identity, a warning that darkness can hide anywhere. The illusion of perfect safety is gone. Dennis Rader's case reminds us, monsters can wear ordinary faces. Sometimes evil is the person next door. This truth challenges our trust, unsettles our peace. The story ends, but its echoes remain, in the Hendersons, in Maple Creek, in all of us. It's a lesson in vigilance and the fragility of safety. Sometimes the deepest darkness isn't outside, but in someone we think we know. And that is the most chilling thought of all.